February is National Senior Independence Month, a perfect time for older adults to celebrate their achievements. On behalf of the National Partnership for Healthcare and Hospice Innovation, we are proud to recognize the independence of senior volunteers. Our 80 members across the country collectively have over 26,000 volunteers supporting their organizations. Volunteers play such a vital role in helping to ensure that patients and families receive exceptional support. I invite you to join me in thanking these volunteers and wishing them a very happy National Senior Independence Month.
Well, I had retired from a 35-year teaching career, a wonderful career. And my plans were to do some traveling with my 83-year-old mother. She had worked her entire life taking care of me and my sister, and now it was time to pay her back a little bit and take her on some trips and do some things that she had never been able to do. And of course, unfortunately, about 4 months after my retirement, she unexpectedly passed away. And so there I was, with no real plans as to what I was going to do with the rest of my life. So in that grieving process, and as I went through her things, about a year later, I came across probably over 1,000 Beanie Babies. She was an avid Beanie Baby collector and just loved and adored doing that. And not knowing what to do with the Beanie Babies, a friend suggested that I might donate them to Hosparus, which I did do. And the following years after that, as I would think about those Beanie Babies occasionally, I would think about what happened to them. And I could envision them going to different people, to maybe a courageous kid child battling a life-threatening disease, or even the parents of a child who they lost, who were grieving, and in that process. I also thought about elderly people in nursing homes and palliative care. And as I thought about all of those scenarios and all of those different situations, it finally occurred to me that my mother's love and peace, joy and comfort, and all of those things that she had received while collecting those Beanie Babies had been transferred to these people who were still living and who could enjoy the Beanie Babies in that way. And the whole concept of life after death became very real to me. And I think that was the reason that I was then drawn to volunteer for Hosparus and Courageous Kids myself. I think that through volunteering, there's a self-growth that you experience, and it's kind of like discovering within yourself what makes you happy and what brings you joy and what your passions are. And then it's about giving and receiving, and to be able to share and give those things that are important to you with another. I think that one of the things that I really noticed early on is that it's very different from sharing with people that you already love or that you already care about, or people that you work with, or friends, or people that you see on a regular basis, because through your volunteer work, you're working with people that you don't really know and that you haven't met before. And it creates a very different kind of a bond, but it's a very, very special bond. And when you look into the eyes and you make that connection with someone on that level who is just in gratitude and appreciates what you've done for them, it touches the heart. And it was an experience, I think, of unconditional love that I will always remember and always cherish. Yes, absolutely. As a teacher, I look at independence as the process with which children are going to be able to function on their own without their families taking care of them. And we think of, or I have always thought of, independence in very physical terms, and in terms of meeting one's own, physical needs of shelter and food and all of those different kinds of things. And I think that as I have gotten older and later in life, I now look at independence as being more of an ability to meet my own emotional needs. I think it's a process again of internal self-growth and looking within and being able to figure out on my own what brings me joy and happiness and peace without being dependent on others to provide that for me. And I think that through volunteering, that has helped me to be a little bit more clear on what I can do for myself and how I can help others without being dependent on others to necessarily take care of me. I think that again, it's looking within to find what your passion is, what's important to you, what brings you happiness and joy and comfort and peace, and then further to be able to share that with others. It's within that sharing that it becomes really real to you, and I think that there's so many different ways that we can share with others, whether it be through working with animals or helping with the environment or working with people, children, elderly, the end of life issues. I think there are so many ways that we can contribute in that way. And so I guess in the end it's simply following your heart and then being able to share your heart with others.